In the past, election has always been characterized by violence and rioting, with the youth being used as an instrument to carry out this unrest. What could be done to prevent this youth violence during upcoming election? Join me as we hear their responses.
I think it will be quite impossible for the government to prevent youth violence during this coming election because it's rather too late already. There are no jobs for the youth, so everybody is just finding a means of livelihood.
For the upcoming elections, in order to find a way that the youth won't engage in violence, I think it's pretty simple. It's not something that is out of the extraordinary. All that is needed is for the government and the appropriate authorities to put some things in place.
During this upcoming election, first, there should be a maximum security in every or each polling booth. Sometimes the problem could be from the politicians as well, because they like using youth to create violence.
Issue of violence after election, I think the right to umpire, the INEC, have a lot of tasks to do by ensuring free, fair and credible election. If the people have confidence in INEC, I don't see any reason why people would take to the streets and start violating and start killing and start naming people after the result of the election have been announced.
All I think should be done to curb youth violence for 2015 election. Firstly, I think sensitization happens to be the major thing, whereby there will be a sensitization to make youth understand they are the leaders and the upcoming future of the country, to make them realize if violence should occur, that is to tell them they have no future for the youth.
And also, the onus also lies on our security agencies. They should ensure that there is adequate and proper security. They should not be biased.
You know, instead of mobilizing youth for peace talk, they bring youth, mobilize them for violence, whereby they give them a penny. You know, this kind of a thing. But the best thing is if those politicians could sit down and reason, you know, let them mobilize the youth for peace talk, saying, oh, we don't want problem here, we don't want problem, and let the government provide adequate security. Adequate security.
First of all youths eligible to vote the government should ensure that they register, have their PVC and can vote. Because if they could vote or if they are eligible to vote, they won't have time to cause violence.
But I think there's the way to just try as much as possible to manage youth violence or crisis during this coming election is for the government to deploy military personnel in polling votes, so that at least if there's any form of violence, they can be able to forestall peace.
We have a lot of youth vying for different positions in the country, like ministers, commissioners, governors. Example, we'll still take, for example, the aspirant of APC, gubernatorial aspirant of Lagos State, which is in person of Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, happens to be among the categories of the youth because he's in his early 40s, whereby we can categorize him as a youth. And whereby we have people like that going into government, that is to tell other youth behind that the future is very, very bright for them, in as much they shouldn't be violent in the election. I think when sensitization is being done, both via media and via poster, I think people will be reached, even though those in the rural and urban areas will be reached very well, to make them realize violence is not the way forward for our politics or for our election in 2015.
Here we have different responses on what should be done to curb this violent act during election. I am Wabone Angela Shoma, reporting for Lasco TV.